Well, let me suggest to us 5 uses then of baptism. Number 1, baptism must be used to get alone with God. Use your baptism to get alone with God. Now, I say that because of an understanding that we glean from the Old Testament sacrament of circumcision. The Old Testament covenant sign of circumcision reminds us that baptism is a sign between us and God. Genesis 17:11, it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and you. Now, what I mean to say here is this. Sometimes baptism is seen as a sign to the world that someone belongs to God. And certainly this is true. The Westminster teaches this as well. But it's interesting, isn't it, that the sign of circumcision is administered on a private part of the body. Really? A sign to the world? That's not what Paul says about our private parts. 1 Corinthians 12, Paul says of our private parts that we think them to be less honorable, yet on these we bestow greater honor, and our unpresentable parts have greater modesty. We cover our private parts. We don't display them to the world. Circumcision, a sign to the world? Well, yes, in a sense, because of its corporate character, the world knew that Israelites were circumcised. But they didn't look at it. They didn't see it. Circumcision wasn't a sign to the world. It was a sign to the man who was circumcised. And I don't mean to be gratuitous here, but let's not forget that several times a day, in private, the man saw that sign as he was going about his business and was reminded of this relationship between God and him that no one else was looking at. Likewise, baptism ushers us as individuals before the face of God. There is a corporate component to baptism, but baptism says, get alone with God. Face God. Don't blend in with a crowd. God said something to you in your baptism. So use baptism to get alone with God.